Hunter, spooks, and demons.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Thriving in Chaos. With me in studio today is my partner in crime, Stella Brune.
Hello, darling. How are you?
How are you? How are you
Fancy.
doing?
Fancy. Better now. Better now that you're here.
Oh, you're such sweet symphony to my ears.
I knew it.
Anyway, we have a great show planned for y'all today. In studio with us, we have the world famous movie Hollywood producer, Bob Myers. Yeah, woo!
Hi,
Yeah.
Bob.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks
on
for
your
being on the show.
show. Heard wonderful things about it.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. For those of you who don't know Bob, why don't you tell them a little about yourself?
No. I've been in the movie business probably, I don't want to say how many years because that'll give up my age. Well, basically, I started in the movie business when I was 8 years old. I did, it wasn't a movie, but I did the Beatles concert. I did the stage, the lighting, and the sound. But I was my dad's little helper. I was 8 years old. So I met the Beatles and I basically grew up in the entertainment business and figured out not long ago that my father has groomed me to be in the movie business, and pretty much I have been my whole life. So, done about 300 movies and TV shows, and I'm still doing it, still making movies, still putting projects together, and got to keep rocking.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've seen that you did quite a lot big blockbusters back in the day. What are some of your more famous titles?
Fast and Furious 8, the Avengers, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I did a lot of horror movies: Nightmare on Elm Street, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, my kind of guy. I knew I liked you.
Yeah, thanks. It's like this long list.
He's got lists bigger than Santa Claus, y'all.
Yeah.
If you look him up on IMDb, it doesn't stop. It took me like a couple of minutes to read even half the list to my kids yesterday.
Right?
Yeah, it's so weird because a couple years ago I didn't even know what IMDb was, and somebody said there's this thing that lists all your credits on there, and I went there and it's like there's like 100 credits that people they put on. It's like
Right.
and they started adding the ones in between that they forgot, and now they love me because if I add something, they usually somebody puts something up on IMDb. It takes about a week to add their name or the show or whatever, and mine takes about 10 minutes because because basically they have to go back fact checking and see if you really did it, if you were there, if
Yeah.
I mean, so they really screen it pretty well to figure it out if you're like a real guy. You can't just put that. I produced Gone with the Wind. They go, oh no, you didn't. You know what I mean? And I'm not that old, so. But yeah, thank you because I've got a lot of compliments from it, and the funny thing is that I'm putting together a core of people, friends of mine that are filmmakers, and all of us have at least a couple hundred movies. There's a core of 20 guys I'm putting together for my new movie, and collectively we have 4,061 movies.
Wow.
So, like my
Hell yeah.
my weapons guy has 600. My makeup guy has 500 movies. My stunt guy and director has 450. I mean, we've all. I mean, but this is a 40-year career.
Right.
Sounds like you got a lot of catching up to do, friend.
Yeah, gotta. I figure I got another 100 in me, so
Only 100?
maybe 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll accept that.
Well, sometimes you're working on a movie. It takes 6 months.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Math, but there's also some movies that I did that were, a couple days. You know, when I did Fast and Furious 8, like the hat, um, I was on it for 5 weeks. You know, but
That's not long at all.
No.
that's only when they came. That's all the stuff they did in Cleveland. So I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and that's where my dad's advertising and promotion business was. So basically, he had not only stage, lighting, sound, all that stuff, promotional things for anything you want to think of for like a grand opening or something like that. But then also would have equipment and like lighting equipment, sound, and then any movie that came through Cleveland, they'd rent from my dad, cable or a generator or some kind of thing. And he goes, "Okay, well, I'll rent you this stuff, but you got to put my kid to work." So my first movie ever was The Deer Hunter, and I was in high school. You know what I mean? So I'm on the set of Deer Hunter, and we had all the equipment. So I was like watching the equipment and stuff. So it's like, oh, this is cool, you know.
That's awesome. It's
And
cool that he
Yeah.
put you to work like that too. So you
Yeah.
get like
I'm
Training. It's just cool that he put you to work like that. So you get like on the job training basically.
well,
Yeah.
when I was 8, I met the Beatles, and it's like I should have
That's
called
so
the
cool.
labor laws on my dad, but he was my hero, and I was just so happy just to, you know, it's like, who are these guys with long hair? You know, I met the Beatles, but I was 8 years old, so it's like you don't really appreciate it till later on, you know. So,
For sure.
and then one of the things that my my dad had a movie theater in our basement, and this is sort of, I guess, starting of the movie stuff for me. He had two 35 millimeter projectors. The basement was a theater. I mean, it was like how big was the screen? Like a 20-foot by 7-foot screen.
Wow.
Had real movie seats. So, like on my 10th birthday, I'd have my little friends over. My mom makes spaghetti. And then we go in the basement, and then my dad would show Gone with the Wind or The Ten Commandments. He had 100 movies. And, you know, we would just watch it. And I thought everybody had like a big movie theater in their basement. It's like, and I was wondering why everybody used to
I
come up.
wish.
You know, it's like,
It's the dream.
I was just like,
Right?
I got a little TV and I got a 70-foot screen there, you know, 20-foot. But the basement is really huge, you know, especially being a little kid. So
Yeah.
we were watching movies all the time, and he would trade them with his other friends and like baseball cards. And I'll give you the Guns of Navarone for The Sound of Music. I mean, and they were all epic movies and stuff. So, you know, and I just watching my dad, you know, change the reels, and everybody has to go to the bathroom. It's like he turn off the machine, everybody go to the bathroom, come back, he turn it back on, you know. So
He
That's
was
so
the world's
cool.
first commercial.
yeah. Right. Came into light. So that was kind of fun.
Only commercial to ever exist and not try to sell you something.
Yeah.
Right? That encourages bathroom breaks.
I had my computer had a list of everything I had, but you know, right off the top of my head, I did like Jurassic Park 3, um, Ally McBeal, Boston Legal, Boston Public, all that TV stuff. You could probably pull it up on your computer and just kind of rattle stuff off. In fact, if you want to ask me questions about any of them, that's you know, there's kind of just about a story with every movie. There's some other thing that's going on that's like, okay, you know. So
Have you ever worked on any of the cursed filming sets or had any unexplained happenings on a film set?
first film set, you know, like the crow or something like that, or
Like The Crow, The Conjuring, The Exorcist, Poltergeist, I think was haunted.
no. All my stuff has been pretty normal, and I think a lot of those things that they may be cursed, but lots of times they're just people that are incompetent, that people get hurt or get killed. And
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened to Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, just
That's what just happened not that long ago. I was actually in LA when it happened with Alec Baldwin.
well in New Mexico, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was in LA when it happened.
Yeah, it's just incompetence and just stupid.
Right.
The good thing that have pride over that no one has ever been hurt on any of the sets I've ever been on. Because lots of
Good.
times when I came up through the crew and I was a key grip, which is now in charge of the lighting staff and the film crew, but safety. So if I ever saw anything stupid or anything that wasn't supposed to happen, I would shut it down. And I'll give you an example that I did a movie one time. It was called The Skateboard Kid 2. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It was one of those stupid little kid
I
movies.
think I have heard of it.
Okay, so we had it's a crane. It's a camera car that has a crane on it, and basically, the crane could go 90 degrees to the camera car, and you could drive. And there's a camera crew on it. So there's a cameraman, uh, a, an assistant, the camera, and then the crane, and there's somebody driving the truck, and I'm the one operating this thing, lifting it up and down and moving it around and stuff. So the director is going to explain this shot, and he says, okay, here's what I want to happen. There's going to be a guy who's standing in the middle of the street, and I want the crane arm 90 degrees to the street. I want the camera car driving 60 miles an hour, and he says, just before you cut off the guy's head, lift the crane arm up over his head. And I said, no. He goes, what do you mean? I said, no, there's no way we're going to do that. He goes, I'm the producer director of the movie. I said, I don't give a shit who you are. We're not doing it. But I read the script. I knew the shot he wanted. And what the shot was a POV of the bus. There's a bus was driving at a guy who's in the middle of the road, and the bus swerves around him and then goes by him. I said, well, this is the shot of the bus, the POV of the bus coming at the guy, right? He goes, yeah, like he was shocked that I knew what I was talking about. I said, well, the bus doesn't fly over the guy's head, it goes around him. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll land the crane in the front on the, in the middle. We'll mount the camera there. We'll drive right at the guy, and right at the last minute, we'll swerve around him, and then we'll get the reverse shot of the bus coming at us, and he swerves around the camera, and then you have it. And the guy's like shocked, like, how do I know? And we did it. It worked great. And I said, and also, I'm stepping off the camera car, and I'm not in charge of this anymore because, then it's my fault. It's manslaughter. If somebody gets killed, I'm in charge. We're not.
Yeah.
So nobody got hurt. We did it properly. I pissed off the director, but then the shot was great. And then I'm standing behind the cameraman as the bus coming right at us. And if the bus gets too close, I got to yank him out of the way. And it's like, shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And the bus is coming really close, and I was about to yank him, and the stunt car driver went and swerved around. The bus went tipped on its side and came back, and it was really a cool shot, and nobody got hurt.
It sounds amazing, honestly. Like that sounds like it was really cool to like figure out how to do and then like really figure out how. Sorry.
Logistics.
Yeah, like just the logistics of it, like, and how it looks in the end, like how you just knew it was gonna look so good.
Well, that's what they. When I was a key grip, everybody, they would say, "I need the camera up here. I need the light here. I need this, whatever." And I had to figure out how to do it. And my dad was the same way. He would go and somebody goes, they want to decorate a building. He'd look at it and goes, okay, you got to do this, 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 and this, and this. Give me X amount of dollars and we'll do that. And that's kind of where I picked it up, that I go into whatever set it is and I look around. It's like, oh, okay, you do that. You can do this. We can do this. We can do that. And then stuff worked out.
That's really cool. It's just like having that like knack for that is really neat.
Yeah. And plus, the experience of everything, you do something 100 times and it doesn't work. Well, not that I've done 100 times. I've seen other people do it 100 times and it didn't work. It's like, well, we're not going to do that because it doesn't work. And so I've actually been on a couple sets where I actually saved some people's lives too, where other people did stupid things. And, kind of proud that no one died on my watch, but if I wasn't there, they would have. Just
Bob's his own rescue 911.
I mean, that would suck, just having somebody just get killed in front of you. And it's like, if I could stop it,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I can't imagine that would be appetizing at all in any situation.
Right.
Thought about it. Bad idea.
One time I was doing a movie in Santa Barbara. We were there for 10 weeks and it was really pretty. And what was her name? It'll come to me. Anyhow, so the actress, she runs an art gallery. There's a guy who's like the nemesis. He comes in and kills her. And then we did in one scene, he killed her. I think he choked her. And then all of a sudden, midway through the movie, they fire the director. And they bring in another director. And now we're going to do the same scene, but kill her in a different fashion. But we have to kill her again because it didn't work for the first director, for the second director. So now what happens is the guy breaks into her gallery. She goes, "What are you doing?" And he takes some kind of latex thing and wraps it around her neck and starts, choking her. So that's going to be the scene. So everybody, the actor and the actress are getting ready for the scene. And the girl was egging him on, like, to get him pissed off, to get him like really riled up. She goes, she said, "Do you want me to kick you in the balls to get you mad?" He goes, No, I'm an actor. I can get mad without you kicking me, anywhere. But, she's like hitting him, and it's like, he's an actor. Let him act, So when we started the scene, he really did get pissed off. So he starts, grabbing her and then puts the latex around her neck, and she starts acting choking, and the camera's rolling. But then I see that it's completely around her neck and completely around her face, and she starts gasping for breath. So, and everybody's looking around, and I'm looking like she's really starting to choke. Camera's still rolling, nothing's happening. And then she's like starts fighting, and now she's not acting anymore. She's really choking, and the guy starts fighting more. And the camera's still rolling. I'm thinking, oh my God, she's gonna. And I screamed. I got a big mouth, and I screamed. I said, "She's really choking!" I just blurted out. The actor ripped the thing off her face. Sally Kirkland ripped the latex off her face. She goes, "You're really you're really trying to kill me." So, and they go, "Cut, print." And she literally stopped breathing for a second just before I screamed that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
in the movie, you'll see that he's choking her, and then she goes, and then they, dissolve into her being dead. So literally, she stopped breathing for a second, and then I screamed. So, but
Oh,
then,
wow.
she knows that I saved her life. So you're welcome, Sally.
So Sally, when you see this.
Yeah. Call up Bob, thank him.
Yeah. Well, thank you on her behalf because I'm sure she's very appreciative.
Yeah,
Right.
that would have sucked.
If somebody hadn't intervened, like
I don't. Nobody did anything. And the director just kept.
the whole time he's probably thinking, "Wow, this is really great acting."
And then Doug Savant was the actor, and we became buddies during the shoot. And I said, "Doug, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream during it." He goes, No, I didn't want to kill her, So
Not really.
I didn't want a snuff film.
We didn't sign up for this snuff film thing.
Right. Exactly. Completely opposite of what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
Or is that what they want us to think?
So I guess the answer is no of any of the curse sets. So hopefully I never get on a curse set. So
sounds to me like if it was cursed, it's not anymore because you might have saved that too.
yeah,
Right?
All clear now,
Bob the
Bob's here.
Ghostbuster.
Before that happens,
Right. You save it before it happens. So I actually have a question. So what's the most underrated movie that you've done? Like something you thought should have been a bigger hit than it was. I'm trying to go watch something new later.
Right. We need new ideas.
That's a good question.
Thank you. Thought of it all by myself.
That's you always thinking. I knew there was a light bulb above your head.
Bing. You thought it was my ring light.
There was a movie that I did with a buddy of mine. He's a director. His name's John Putch. He's actually. You ever see All in the Family? Edith Bunker.
Mhm.
You guys
Yes.
old? You're not even
Mhm.
old. Anyhow, so the woman, her son is this friend of mine. He's a director. So he directed a movie, and I pretty much was a key grip on most of his movies. And at the time we did this one film, I was transitioning into producing, so I wasn't really gonna be, a key grip anymore because it's pretty hard work, and and I like, you know, being the status of the producer part. So but he asked me to, as a favor to him, to do this movie, and I said yeah, and it was called Bachelor Man, and it was with David DeLuise, Dom's son. It was a romantic comedy. It was really cute. It was really funny. It was really well done, and I don't think it went anywhere. I don't know if it made any money. It was just very clever, very, you know, it was just a really good movie, and I don't know what it did. It just never heard of again after we went to the screening, the cast and crew screening, and then I don't even know what happened if they even sold it. I think they had he had a battle with another producer who might have made a shitty deal or something like that. I don't know. So
Well, I'm gonna go see if I can
That sucks.
find it, which I probably won't. But
really
what
bad.
happens to a movie if they don't get sold? Do they just not released?
Yeah, they try to sell it to Netflix or something. This is way before, Netflix and all those other companies
Back
existed.
in the Blockbuster days?
Yeah, they could have gotten a video release or something like that. Maybe it did. I don't know, but
It's almost time for it to be a cult classic.
yeah, yeah. Well, I did a lot of movies that became those. I mean, I had. Did you ever see a movie called Vamp?
I think
don't think I've seen
have.
it. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
It was a vampire movie with Grace Jones. Was like the head vampire, and then do you know a guy named Billy Drago? He's a character actor. You could you would recognize him. Did you ever see The Untouchables with Kevin Costner?
I did. I don't know anybody's name though, so
Hey,
I'd
I'm
probably know
awful.
face more than name.
he had a white fedora, a white suit. He's the one that killed Sean Connery. And then Kevin Costner threw him off the building. Anyhow,
Yeah.
he's a character
Yeah.
actor, and he was in this Vamp movie, and we became really good friends. So, he's every movie he's ever been in became kind of like a cult classic because he was the sweetest guy on the planet. He's not around anymore, but he but he was a really good bad guy. He was like listed one of the best bad guys in all the movie history, and in reality, he was a sweetheart. So it was really. And I said, "How come he always play the bad guy?" He goes, "Who wants to be the good guy?" And it was just, he's one of those guys. So
I love that. So I love an actor who plays like the best bad guy.
yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Curry's my favorite. Always the bad guy.
Who's that?
Tim Curry.
Oh yeah.
Always
I'm
the bad
becoming
guy.
a fan of Richard Brake.
I don't know
Right.
who that is.
He played in 31 that Rob Zombie did, but he's been in like The Mandolin and different things. He was in The Barbarian that just came out recently.
What's his
I
name?
just started watching 31.
He is like the best Joker ever. Like Rob Zombie accidentally created the best Joker ever. Like, can we get rid of Joaquin Phoenix and hire Richard Brake instead?
I like
Especially
Joaquin
after
Phoenix, but I didn't see the last
too.
one.
I did too until
On
number
purpose.
2 came out. After that, like,
I didn't see
the power
number
of
2.
Christ compels y'all. Okay.
Yeah,
Even my husband's pissed off at that movie.
yeah. They should stop making sequels.
Yes.
Yeah, unless there's like more to the story. Like, don't make it up. Only do the sequel if there's actually something to make.
Yeah.
Like A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was okay.
Yeah.
The first one was really good, and the second one didn't suck.
I got Rocky 9. He's got guys in a wheelchair, and it's like ridiculous. Come on. And I did Fast and Furious 8, and then they said they're going to make 2 more. And it's like, really? Why? We smashed.
Fast and Furious and Saul is right there together with sequels, man. There's like 20 of each.
Did you guys see 8?
I don't remember which one 8 was. I think the last one I saw was 6, so I have to go and freshen up. My brother is like the biggest Fast and Furious fan. I'm gonna go see
I
it because
actually
you
think
did it.
8
So.
is the last one I saw.
Did you see 8 with the cars flying out the building and stuff like that? I was in that building with a camera sticking out the window.
Oh, wow.
The whole building shook as we had 37 cameras rolling all over the place.
Oh
All
my
that
gosh.
stuff was in Cleveland. So we had a camera in every car. We had a drone. We had helicopters. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We smashed a whole lot of cars. I have a selfie of me in a lime green Lamborghini. And then there's the next picture of the Lamborghini all smushed because we threw it off the building. Catapulted it out.
Did you actually throw it out the building?
Yeah, they launched them.
Oh, wow.
The special effects people were amazing.
That's
They were
awesome.
getting out the building and hitting cars on the street. It was so cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, watch it. It's cool.
I'm gonna have to watch that because that sounds cool. I'm writing down all these movies as we talk because I know that I'm gonna go back and watch them later.
Yes.
Did you have any actors or actresses that were like your favorite people to film with? Anybody in particular stick out?
Well, check out Billy Drago's stuff. All his stuff is magical.
I'm totally gonna do that.
On IMDb, you'd recognize him. You know what? I really like Robert Downey Jr. He was a sweetheart. Really nice guy. I met him.
My favorite line from him is from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm the dude that's playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah. I met him on Ally McBeal, then the Avengers and Captain America. We kept running into each other. So I kept running into this people on, the Marvel group since I did the first Marvel movie. Chris Evans, I guess I won't do that. I'll just say there's nice people, not nice people. So Chris, not so nice. I was good friends with Dennis Hopper. Did a couple movies with him. I produced a film. You guys know who he is?
Oh, yeah.
Again, I don't know anybody's name, so sure.
He was the bad guy in Speed with Keanu
Oh, okay.
Dennis Hopper. I produced a movie called The Prophet's Game, and I think that was well done, and it didn't go anywhere either. So write that down. Prophet's Game. Dennis Hopper.
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on.
I'll get the list from you. I'm gonna copy your notes.
Dennis was such a nice guy to work with. I mean, my buddy John, he was going to do another movie and asked me to work on it again. It's like, John, I'm not going to do that anymore. He goes, we have Dennis Hopper. I went, ooh, I'm in. So I got to tell you my Dennis Hopper story.
Please do.
When you start a movie, I kind of equate it like the first day of school, because you go there and you don't know if there's a mean kid, who's the bad guy, is there a pretty girl, is your teacher going to be mean, stuff like that. So it's sort of the first day of a movie set. I know a couple people that I work with and some people you've seen before, but a lot of people are new, and it's sort of that getting to know period, like the first couple days. And you always get a call sheet with everybody's name on it, what they do, and I study it, and I go, Jim, Bill, Fred. So I start learning everybody's name by the job they're doing, Dennis showed up day one of this movie, he knew everybody's name. Everybody. He knew everybody's name in all the movies they worked on. It's like, oh my God. And he came up to me and he called me Mr. Myers, Mr. Myers. And he started rattling off movies I did. So he studied me. And it's like, he goes, Mr. Myers, I'm Dennis Hopper. I said, yeah, I know who you are. I'm a big fan, you know. So we became buddies, you know, and working with him and so forth. And he had an assistant that he's, you know, a gentleman he used. His name's Satya from the Easy Rider days. So I mean, he's been his assistant for like 50 years. So same guy. So I knew that I had a movie that I was going to be producing right after this movie. So I'm thinking how I can get Dennis in my movie. So trying to go through all my on how to do this. And I became friends with Satya, his assistant, and we started talking about career and things that I didn't know about and so forth. So one day I see Satya over by the caterer. We just had lunch. We're about to finish up, come back to go to work. He's Satya kind of yelling and screaming and walking around in circles like a crazy man. And I went up to him. I said, what's going on? He goes, Dennis has a sweet tooth. And I went to the caterer and he said he didn't have anything. And I don't know what to do. I said, hey, let me take care of it. I'll do this one. So I went up to the caterer. And Tony, you know, I got a sweet tooth. You got anything for me? He goes, oh, Bobby. I got this beautiful cheesecake and excuse me, this cheesecake and he wrapped it up. I got strawberries for you. And he wrapped it up in a little thing and he had a to-go kit for, you know, fork, knife, and napkin. He handed it to me. So I walked over to Dennis Hopper's trailer, his motorhome. You got to rent his motorhome because that's where he's staying in between sets and takes. And I see Satya out there. I said, Satya, I just went up to the caterer and I beat the shit out of him. And look what I got. He goes, oh my God, Dennis is going to be so happy. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. It's going to be you. So I go, knocking it. Come in. Walked inside. I said, Dennis, I went to the caterer. I beat the shit out of him. Look what I got. He goes, oh, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Oh, he takes a bite. He goes, oh, it's so good. Oh, ooh, this, ooh. He goes, Myers, if there's anything I could ever do for you, there you go. As a matter of fact, I had the script tucked in my back pocket. But producing a movie coming up, I would love for you to be in there and work for me on this movie. He goes, you have integrity. I'm in.
I love it.
He didn't even read the script. He said yes. Then I produced
That's
that
great.
movie next, Dennis Hopper, and you know, he was great. The other producer, I can't stand the guy, but whatever. So, but we became buddies up until he passed away. So I know a lot of movie stars that are married. So every time I think about it, it's sad because I'm running out of friends. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I imagine it's you know, it's hard like the longer you're in the business, and especially like I feel like Hollywood is kind of flipped, and that's just like obviously an outsider you know, perspective of like it's the people that actually have integrity. I feel like are older and slowly going away, whether they're retiring or passing away or whatever.
Yeah. It's the funny thing I did last year. I did 7 movies in Atlanta, and there are these old. There's all these young people. I was like the old man, and it's like, oh God, look at these guys, young whippersnappers, don't know anything, and they're doing stuff. I'm looking, it's like, who told you to do that? Don't ever do that again. That's
Yeah.
just a disaster waiting to happen. And finally, one day, one of them said, you know, there were 3 guys on my crew, and they go, "How old are you, Bob?" You know, it's like they're like 21, 22, 21 and a half. I said, well, how old do you think One says 50, and the other one says I don't know, 48. And the girl says 52, not more than that. I was 66. That's like, well, you guys are close.
I always tell everyone that, I'm in my late 20s. I'm 37. I'm 21 with 16 years experience. Hey, man, nobody cares how old you are past 21, except on car insurance. On car insurance, you got to be at least 25 for them discounts. After that, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, well, so.
Yeah. I'm over here. I just turned 40 and everybody expects me to be responsible.
Yeah, what?
Ew.
Forget that.
No thanks.
No, thank you. I'd rather be legally blonde.
Nice. With a little dog, right?
What was that?
What's that?
With a little dog. Didn't she have a little dog in her purse?
Oh, she did.
I actually have one of those dogs. Well, he's a mix. He's kind of a dachshund Chihuahua poodle, but I do have a Chihuahua dachshund too. So
I have two very noisy Min Pin mixes that are about that size.
I just have two teeny weenies with tiny heinies.
Somebody barking.
Yeah. If you can hear barking in the background, it's definitely my dog.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's actually being quiet for a change.
I put them in a room just so I could do this, and they definitely want to be loud.
You have the dog muted, right?
So I tried.
They said they would not be silenced.
We had an agreement, and they broke it. So rude.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Typical dogs.
You gotta have those biscuits standing by.
I was just sliding under the door.
I actually have a giant bag of pepperoni sitting next to me.
Nice. I might need one of those.
It's like this big and like this wide.
Wow.
Yeah, we may spoil our dogs a little bit. They think they're human children.
Did you say pepperoni or pupperoni?
Pepperoni.
Yeah, the dog pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
I heard pepperoni and I was like, wow, that's a lot of pepperoni.
I can't believe it's not pepperoni or bacon for dogs.
I think it's a makeshift pepperoni thing that smells like it. It's not.
That feels like one of those. Is it really chicken?
Like Slim Jims.
Got those doggy things in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
I'm not even gonna lie. I used to prank my cousin with those.
Not me.
The pepperoni sticks. Brian.
Another one.
I used to be like, here, buddy, here, have a Slim Jim. And he'd be like, oh man, this is so good. And then he'd eat half the bag, and I'd be like, by the way, those were for Fido.
You give them back?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I got him good with catnip once, too. I bought a big giant bag of, like, unrolled catnip, and it looks like, weed. So I gave him the bag, and he totally smoked it, thinking it was weed. It was hilarious. It was so funny to watch him act like he was high, knowing he wasn't.
He's not a rocket scientist, is he?
No. Ex-convict, actually.
That would make sense.
Yeah, adds up,
Doesn't it, though?
He could smoke the weed and eat the pepperonis. Smoke the catnip.
Smoke the catnip.
I
wouldn't be surprised if he was in there just like meowing and barking at people anyway.
I hate that.
It'll be the next trend, like the Tide Pod Challenge.
Oh.
What's that?
To smoke catnip or eat pepperoni.
I know, but
yeah.
Oh, the Tide Pod Challenge?
Yeah, what's that?
People swallow Tide Pods and pretend they're not going to die.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, it got so bad, they started locking up Tide Pods behind, like, the glass doors, and you had to show ID to be able to get them. And, like, they marked you down on pieces of paper who you were, when you bought it, how much you bought, and if you came back within a certain time, they wouldn't give you anymore.
Wow.
It was crazy for a while.
Yeah. It's so stupid. Like, who comes up with this shit?
It's so bizarre. I don't understand trends.
I don't either. Like, I get some of the dancing trends, but these dumb ones, like, come on.
Well, eating Tide Pods, if that's a trend, you can keep it.
It's special.
Right.
Well, they are special.
It's very special.
Special needs.
But it's very similar to like so I'm gonna wrap that back into movies actually. So it's very similar into like movies how like you hit these like trending ideas and then it's all you see for a while.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, like back when Unfriended came out. Is that the
Mhm.
one? Or Friend Request? Where they were doing shows exactly like we are, and they were like dying off, but the whole thing was filmed like this.
Right.
I don't know the show.
It was like I don't know, like they did episodes of like I don't know. I don't remember the TV show. I think Criminal Minds did an episode where it was like that. Where it was like
I'm
a
not
social
sure.
media murderer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I did
remember
episode-
Don't F with Cats? They caught a whole murderer on that just from the internet.
Nice.
That's
Bob, what were you gonna
my
say?
dream job. I want to be an internet sleuth.
Sounds pretty exciting.
It was.
So Bob, you were gonna say something. I know I mentioned Criminal Minds. I know you did an episode or two of that as well.
Yeah. That's all I was going to say. Go
Which
Mike. Yeah.
which
cool.
he's lovely to watch.
Also did a pilot with them. It was called First Monday, where it was about the Supreme Court, and we built a whole set that looked like Washington in L.A. It was kind of fun.
Ugh.
So, but they didn't pick it up, bastards.
That's sad. Do you find it's better to like film on like at a location or to build sets and film?
I like going on location because it's just you're a different place, different thing. They put you in a hotel, you get per diem.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm actually started writing a book, and it wasn't going to be a whole chapter, but it was going to be a thing that I was going to write on location. That there's actually movie groupies for crew. I never knew that, but every
Never
location
either.
I went to, some girl would come up to me and go, "You're in the movie. You're on the movie crew, right?" It's like, yeah. It's like, let's go. It's like every time I'm on location, it's kind of fun, all over the country.
So
That's
I'm hearing we
crazy.
need to join you on your next project.
Yeah.
I mean, let's do it. I'm down for an adventure. Always.
Right?
It's
I got
just,
nothing going on.
and you go there, you do the movie, and then you're out, so, and everybody goes, go, stay, or
You're
some,
essentially getting paid to hit and run.
one movie, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, because I did a long time ago, Masters of the Universe
Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
with Dolph
I didn't
Lundgren,
see it, but I've heard of it.
Wait.
like the
what-
cartoon.
Yeah, like the He-Man cartoon, right?
Yeah.
My brother
Yeah.
was obsessed.
We did a live version of that in 1987.
I wasn't born yet.
I have two jackets from there. Oh, I'm getting a low battery. Let me see if I might have to
Oh
plug in.
no. I was 2.
Can you still see me? Yeah, you can still see me.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just had am I plugged in? I think I am. Okay. I can tilt up a little bit. Oh, now I'm looking ugly. Now I gotta go. Oh shit. I got a stupid stand here. You bastard. Tilt down. Shit. Yeah. Guess that's as good as it's gonna get.
You look great.
Thank you.
Always.
Watch Masters of the Universe. For its time, it was a pretty good show, Anyhow, we were in LA, and we went to go shoot in Whittier, California, and we were there for 6 weeks in Whittier, and after the 6 weeks, the town said, "Get out." I mean, we destroyed the town.
Ooh.
We're on rooftops. They collapsed. They blew up stuff. The buildings blew out all the windows and stuff. We're like the circus that came in that destroyed the whole town, and they finally just said, "Get the fuck out of here," you know? It's kind of
That's
They
funny.
said something wicked this way comes.
Yeah. So
Be gone with you, He-Man.
go. But you should watch it. It's pretty funny. And it was Dolph Lundgren right after he did Rocky IV.
Yeah.
So he had a really big ego. And basically, what I was doing with him is that when you see the movie, he's on a little platform because he's He-Man. He's flying around on this little tiny platform and he's shooting his gun at the bad guys and the aliens. So what we did was we had a crane with this big lollipop strapped to the end of it, and then had his boots on there. So he'd sit on the boots, and we mount the camera on the crane. So when we fly it around, it looks like he's flying. So he was kind of rude, and the crane operator, I'm with him. He goes, "Bob, we're gonna make this guy shit in his pants," and because the producers kept going higher, faster, and this thing could really move. And it goes about 27 feet in the air, and we could whoosh it down and fly it around. So we were making it. we scared the hell out of the guy. And after that, he came back. He said, "Bob, is everything okay? We're good, right?" And he became really nice because it's like, yeah, we're cool. You know, you want to be an asshole? We'll scare you. We'll crash and burn you.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's funny.
Masters Universe, yeah.
What's your favorite genre to film? Do you have a genre that you prefer, like comedy, horror,
Superheroes.
action, drama? Right.
I'm an action guy, you know. Machine guns, cars chases, explosions, and basically, I'm producing a movie coming up that I co-wrote. It's called Shades of
Ooh.
Vengeance, and it's a cop movie, and it's an action movie. And basically, I took my seven favorite action movies and put it all into one thing in a little mishmash thing, and that's the movie. So it's like Lethal Weapon meets Taken, and
Ooh.
there's car stunts from Bullet and French Connection, which is you guys wouldn't even know what it is either because those are old time movies. But see the French Connection, see Bullet, see the car chases in those are really cool, and you know there's some really good stuff in there. So my stunt guy, who's his name's Cole, he's my director also. We've been talking about it for a couple of years and crossing fingers that we're going to get funding around the corner. We're no CGI, none of that stuff. We're going to go and smash a bunch of cars and blow up a bunch of stuff and, you know, fun stuff.
I love that.
I'm a guy. So,
Do you have any idea who's going to star in it yet?
it depends on how much money we get.
That's fair. Who do you want to star in it?
Well, my friend's really good friends with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Ooh, I love him.
Yeah, and they're going to be filming Young Guns 3 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I'm trying to get funding that we can get Lou Diamond Phillips and shoot it in Santa Fe before they do Young Guns 3. And then, you know, our budget's small, theirs is big. You know, which will help promote the movie. And, you know, he's a great actor anyhow.
That's
so
fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
So would love to get him. And then, do you guys know who C. Thomas Howell is?
I know the name.
He's a character actor that's another friend of Cole's. And Keith David's a buddy of mine. And he's probably going to be in it because you know Keith David? You should look these up each time.
I don't want to be like, look away.
Okay, you can look
Keith
away.
David, he's a deep voice, right?
Yeah, he's a black actor.
Yep.
He's in about 300 movies. He's fabulous.
Was he the actor in Where the Heart Is? That might not be him. That might not be.
Did you see Something About Mary?
Yes.
He was the stepfather, you know. is that the Franks or the Beans? When the that he had the big
Oh!
afro.
How the hell did you get the Franks above the beans?
Yeah.
The
So
beans above the Franks.
that's a funny movie too.
I love that movie. It's one of
So-
my favorites.
At one time, if we were going bigger budget, we were talking about Gerard Butler.
Love him
And,
too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be figuring out how much money we have, who's available, and who wants to be in the movie. So it's all a time. It's a big puzzle. That's what producing is. It's a big. You got to put the piece here, move this here, switch this around there, and put it. So the pieces are there. I haven't put them all together because they're ongoing. So money
You gotta
first,
put
and
Bob in
then
touch with
Yeah.
Jeremy.
There you go.
Jeremy loves our action movies.
Yeah. Has he worked in a while? I haven't seen him in. Hopefully,
He
he's been in
actually
stuff.
just came out with a bunch of movies. They just
Oh,
wrapped
good.
up. He just wrapped up one with Dylan Sprouse and Josh Duhamel called The Neglected. He
I like
just
Josh
had
Duhamel.
Open last year that came out, and Boneface that just premiered like last week.
Yeah, that was really good. It's
Did
like
you
a
guys meet his,
It's
did
all
you
over
meet
the
his
place.
wife? I did a movie with his wife. That's how I knew her.
mm-mm.
I forgot her name. Oh, really
I think
sweet
so.
though.
I think she's ex-wife now. He's engaged to Leslie now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, then his ex-wife.
yeah.
Hard
They're
to keep
working on
track.
getting married, but they haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, time. Give it time.
What's her name?
Leslie.
Leslie Stewart.
I don't think that's her. So it must be a new one. Must be a new one.
They live in Mississippi, but I don't know what he said they were doing. Or she does, I mean. I don't remember.
I don't know.
She works in the industry too, but I think she's more of a behind the scenes person, and she does like little cameo roles here and there. I don't think she's like full time acting.
Is she a brunette?
She's a blonde,
Okay, it's definitely a different one.
blondish. Yeah, I think she's like a makeup artist actually.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Different. I did a lot of horror movies, but some of them got so graphic that I haven't seen the Saws and stuff, and those just I like psychological thrillers where the mind is more
Mhm.
powerful than seeing somebody's neck and guts being ripped out and their entrails hanging and stuff. Really, come on.
What's
I
your
gotta go eat
favorite?
dinner sometime, So
What's your favorite psychological thriller?
Nobody likes to watch them with me because I always guess the plot
Oh.
before they happen.
I don't even
Like-
care if you do. I love
Michael
them.
and I were flipping through the other day and we came across this one movie, I guess called Oddity. And like we read the description and I described everything that was going to happen from the description. And then we watched it and literally everything I said happened.
You're a spoiler.
I am. I did it to Saul too. Like the original Saul where everybody's like, oh, it's this guy, it's that guy. I'm like, nope, it's that dead guy right there on the floor. And everybody's like, you're crazy. He's dead. And I'm like, I'm telling you, the wounds are not matching up to the actions, sir.
All right,
And
I'm
as
not watching
soon
a
as
movie
I
with
said-
you.
As soon as I said it, here he comes up off the floor. And I was like, see, I told you. They're like, I hate you.
Did I see that movie with you?
I don't think so.
She told you
Maybe.
everything, yeah.
Well, somebody spoiled it for me, and I was like, no.
No, it wasn't me.
We
I
used to
don't
work in a
think-
movie theater together back in the day.
It was the
We
other
used to see them
spoiler.
before they premiered.
Yeah, it's a different spoiler. But yeah, no, like somebody said that to me too, and I was like, I don't think so. I was like, that guy's clearly dead, and then obviously, it's been long enough. We can talk about it. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go see it, so you're not gonna spoil it for me.
All I know is I love Carrie Elwes. Like he's amazing, and I love everything he does.
Oh yes. Yes.
everything that I've
Princess
seen.
Bride.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's where it's at for me. That's my
Love
favorite.
that.
I worked with him.
Do you? Oh, I love him.
Yeah, it
He's
was
so
actually really
talented.
nice.
He
He was-
seems like he's such a nice guy.
He was a good guy. We talked about doing a movie together, and it didn't pan out. And the movie we did is actually pretty good, but all the producers were a bunch of schmucks and didn't pay the crew the last week, so It never got distributed,
Oh.
and I wonder if you can even see it. It's called Burning at Both Ends. It's that he was a radio announcer during World War II, and he started, you know, telling and kind of underground radio about to hide the Jews and stuff like that when the Nazis were coming after him. So we shot it in L.A., but everybody was cool except the producers because they're a bunch of scumbags.
Well, yeah. Like, how do you not pay people?
Right?
Well, the last week, I knew they were running out of money because they're these young producers that all thought, they're taking selfies of themselves at the monitors and stuff like that. And when you're low budget, you got to keep, kind of fly under the radar so you don't attract the unions and stuff.
Right.
And they were like blabbing at everybody saying, we're making a movie, we're making a movie. Sure enough, the unions come in, and then all of a sudden they took part of their budget, and I knew they were running out of money. And then near the end of the movie, they were going to cut out like 4 or 5 days. It's like, oh, they're definitely running out of money. And then all of a sudden they put those days back and added another 3 days after that. It's like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Something's not adding up. And then in the movie business, you get paid every week, but from the last week.
Right.
So we finished working this last week, and then, we're home already, and everybody calls up as our check ready on the next Friday. And it's like, no, there's some problem. No. And this goes on and on and on. So then everybody started filing lawsuits. They didn't even pay the police and the locations. Everybody got burned this last week. And they owed me $1,400, right? So, so the union didn't do anything. Labor board didn't do anything. So I hired a private lawyer, and I think he had 3 or 4, maybe it was 5 people that all worked on the movie, and collectively we were going after them. We were going to sue the producers. So no one's been paid, and 4 years later, 4 years, this is going on and on and on.
Oh, wow.
My attorney calls me up. He goes, Bob, you won't believe it. We're supposed to go to court tomorrow, but they know they're going to get creamed, so they want to settle right now. I said, great. 4 years. And I was just hoping just to get my $1,400 back. And, now 4 years later, if it was $20, I'll take it,
Right.
I said, well, how much did I get? He goes, $14,000. I went, okay.
They should have just paid you up front.
Right?
Yeah. So I got 14 grand in cash, and I put half away, and I took 7 grand, and I took my sister and her bitchy friends to Europe for a couple weeks. So,
so endearing. Gotta love siblings.
Right?
Yeah, well, I didn't mind taking my sister, but her 2 bitchy friends were like, because she originally asked me if I want to go to Dublin, Ireland to see Guns N' Roses. I said, yeah, but if we do that, if you're in Europe, everything's so close. Let's go a bunch of places. So I mapped out that we flew to Barcelona, then we went to London. No, we went to Paris, London, and then we were going to go to Dublin. But while we were in London, we found out that the Rolling Stones were there. So we went to the Rolling Stones. We went to Paris, and then went to Rolling Stones. And then we took the train from Paris to London, saw the Rolling Stones, and then flew to Dublin and saw Guns N' Roses. So
I'm so jealous of your life.
It was so much fun. But the girls were in Paris, and we're having brie, we're having wine, we're sitting by a chateau, and the girls are going, I don't like any of these foods. Let's go to McDonald's.
Oh my God.
It's
Just
like,
enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Have some culture.
This one girl was
Right?
bitching and moaning the whole time. It's like, why'd you come here? You're in Paris, you're in London, why don't you go home to Cleveland? It's snowing.
Yeah.
Right?
So
If someone took me to Europe, I would be like, I will buy you whatever you want. Like,
Yeah, I
let's
was
go do
just
whatever you want. I don't care. Like,
my
My
younger
rule
sister
on
asked,
trips.
asked me if I want to travel some more. I said, yeah, but don't bring your friends.
My rule on trips is like I try to eat places that I can't get back home, you know?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
really. When
I'm on
in
way to do
when in
it.
vacation. I don't
Rome,
want to eat the same shit.
Right.
when we were in Barcelona, we were in we went to a restaurant and it's right on a wharf, and they catch the lobster and the shrimp right there, like 10 feet away, and they bring it to your. I mean, it can't get any fresher. I mean, it was so much. People were so nice there. It was great. It was a lot of fun. You have dinner at 11 o'clock at night, so you got to switch your hours up, But
Yeah.
it's really like a late night thing. But so yeah,
That's really
burning
cool.
at both ends. Thank you for my European trip.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find it somewhere. I'm not super sleuthy. Well, I lied. I actually am, but less with movies. But I'm gonna see if I can find it somewhere. So at least maybe I can see like a clip or something. I do love
Yeah,
him, and
I have a couple pictures with Gary and I together.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Whatever you find, send my way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is as long as it's cool if we post them in social media because I would love to share stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we actually have to wrap up now. Do you
Oh,
have
okay.
anything in closing that you want to leave the viewers with? Any upcoming projects for us to watch out for?
Well, I'm putting a slate together, but I'm not going to mention it until the money's there. But my Shades of Vengeance, it's going to be an action movie. I'm really excited about it. Just got to get the funding and rock and roll and smash some cars and have fun.
Smash cars. I love it.
And when's
Yeah.
that coming out? Do you know?
Well, I don't even have the money yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's not coming anywhere. But I'm hoping next week I get a green. I got some groups looking at it, and one group, if they like it, they're crunching the numbers, and if I get a yes, they're going to fund it, and then we're going to go after Lou Diamond Phillips and go get him and put him in
Oh,
the
I so
movie.
hope you get him.
Well, Cole McKay's his buddy, so hopefully he says yes, and we catch him in a window before he does Young Guns. We're going to shoot in his hometown, so hopefully he likes the script, and he's the good guy, so he gets to play the cop and kick ass and have fun and kill the bad guys.
Well, you know, I hear there's a lot of great extras here at Thriving in Chaos. Just saying.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Where are you filming at? Hold on.
Talk about Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I'm
Ooh, I've
in.
never been there.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah,
So-
I've never been there. Actually, I've been to Vegas and California, and I think that's the only places I've been in the western part of the states.
Well, you got to get rocking.
I know. I'm trying to fill my
I think
card.
the farthest I've gone is Louisiana so far.
Nice.
Ooh, I love Louisiana. Well, New Orleans. Let's go. I don't
That's
know all
where I
about
went.
Louisiana.
Well, thanks for
New
having
Orleans.
me, guys, and appreciate.
We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your time.
Right.
Let me know next time you want me back, and we'll rock some more.
Oh yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
Adios. I don't know how you shut this off.
Just click leave studio. You should
Leave
click
studio. I'm leaving studio.
Thanks,
Elvis-
Bob.
Elvis is leaving our building.
Bob has left.
I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna do you a favor, Bob.
There we go.
All right. Well, that concludes this episode. Stella, is there anything you want to leave our viewers with?
Nope. Thanks for listening, guys. I have nothing special to say this time. Maybe next time.
Be sure to check out our next episode right after this one. We will be sitting down with Jim Staley, who is the founder and lead investigator of Shadows of the Unknown Paranormal. So that's going to be a fun time. And
I'm so
be sure
excited.
to email us at thriving@chaostv@gmail.com. Other than that, we will catch you next time. Thank you.